let's talk about my TBR for July. This is the stack I want to read. Very heavy, and I had a lot of last-minute changes on this stack because I planned to read this book and Taming 7 in July, but I started them both yesterday, so I will probably finish before July. So I needed to put on some new books on the TBR, and I made my decisions today. So let's talk about the books that I want to read in the next month. The first book on my TBR is The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I have very high expectations on this book because this is one of my most anticipated releases of 2025. And I heard so much good things about this book. So I will definitely read this in July. And I will also read Dungeon Crawler Call by Matt Dinniman, a book that probably everyone on Book Talk has read at this point or want to read. I see this book everywhere on Book Talk, and that's why I've bought it. And I will read this book in a buddy read with Julia, one of my followers here. So thank you, Julia, in advance for the discussion on this book. And we will see if I like it and if I will read the other parts of this series. Because yes, this is book 1 of a new series. And this book was already on my June TBR, and I decided to postpone it a bit because I started caught up in Taming 7 this week, and I will not read a 700-page book on the side with these 2 reads. And the writing in this book is tiny. The audiobook says this book goes 30 hours, so it is a lot, and I want to take my time with it. I already started the book, and I will continue in July and will keep you updated in one of my vlogs. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid is also one of my most anticipated releases of 2025. I don't know what this book is about, except a woman and the space program, and I'm really interested about reading about these topics. So this will probably be one of the first book I will read in July. We will see, but I can't wait. And after this I decided I really need to work on my 25 books for 2025 because I'm so behind on that, which is why I picked this book from my list, The Fall of the President by Mark Ellsberg, a book that is currently only available in German because it is by a German or more Austrian author, and I really liked his other works that are available in English, like Blackout or Zero. And The Fall of the President is inspired by Trump's first time being a president. So with him being the president again, it might be the right time to read this book. And I also want to read the German version of Destination Everywhere by Sarah Bernard. I know this is young adult literary fiction, and that's about it. It was on my TBR for a few years now, and I really need to read it and want to read it. The cover calls more for springtime or fall time, but nonetheless I'm reading it now in the summer and am really curious about this story. I think it is about the female main character finding herself and who she really is. And if I remember correctly, the whole book takes place in Canada, but I'm not sure. Let me look it up. Yes, it's a road trip adventure around Vancouver, so in Canada. And I really like this setting, so I hope I will also like the book or this book. This is Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington, and this will be my Thursday Read With Me book, so you can join me in reading. I will start this now in July and will read this over the next 6 weeks. So around 100 pages of the German version here per week. And after this I will film a little discussion video where I talk about the book. So fingers crossed I will like it. My last 2 choices were not that great. Hopefully this will be better. And I also want to work on my series list, so on the series that I want to continue. And my choice this time was Cold Case Academy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Cold Case Academy in German. The English series title is The Naturals. And these 2 books are book 3 and 4 in the series. So with these 2 books I will finish it, which brings my series list a little bit down, which I really appreciate. I'm currently at 34 series that I want to continue, and I want to get the number down to 25 by the end of the year. So still a lot to do, but I'm working on it, I promise. You can see it here. And of course I will also continue with the Cosmere universe with The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 4 in the second era of Mistborn, so the final book in the second era, and with that currently the last book in the Mistborn series. Brandon Sanderson is currently writing on Era 3, so I have to wait for that. But that's no problem because I have a lot of books in the Cosmic Universe left. So almost the whole of the Stormlight Archive series, and these books are quite a chunk. So I probably have enough to read for this year and probably the next year. So a lot of time for Brandon Sanderson to write new books in the Cosmere. But for now it is The Lost Metal. We are starting this now early in July and we'll read it over the next 7 weeks. So around 80 pages per week. And after that we are leaving the Mistborn world and we'll continue with 2 standalones in the Cosmere, which are Elantris and then Yumi and the Night Painter. But for now, this book, and this was the last print book on my TBR. I have 1 more book that I want to read or more listen to, because 1 big buddy read project is missing right now, which is my Black Dagger read that I do with Maren, a friend I know over Instagram, or more Bookstagram. So thank you, Maren, for keeping me company with this series. And we will read now in July the 3rd book of the Fallen Angels series, which is called Envy. And this book intertwined with our last Black Dagger Brotherhood book that we've read, which is the whole point why we're reading now the Fallen Angels series, because all these series in this Black Dagger universe intertwine and we want to have the whole experience. So Envy it is for July, and after that we can go back to the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. But with that we are already at the end of this video. 11 books on my TBR, and I don't know if I'm able to finish all of them, but I will try because I want to read them all. Please tell me in the comments what you want to read in July. Like the video if you wanna, follow my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!